You're listening to Entrepreneur's Enigma, a podcast about the ups and downs of the entrepreneurial journey. Every week, your host Seth Goldstein interviews entrepreneurs from all walks of life about their entrepreneurial journeys. From store owners to Fortune 500 CEOs, we all have stories to tell. So sit back and join us for the next 20 or so minutes while we explore the entrepreneurial world.
Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the Entrepreneur's Enigma podcast. I am your host as always, Seth, with Podcast Mastery and Goldstein Media. Today I have Alan Brunton, who is the Chief Poobah over at Cymatrax.com, which is it's an incredible tool for helping you focus, clean up audio. It does so much stuff. You'll have to go check it out. The link will be in the show notes. But that's not the end of the show. Stick around because we're going to talk to Alan here. Alan was a DJ on the radio, turned opera singer. Yes, you heard that right. DJ to opera singer to techie. And I'm sure there's a lot more in between that too. Because, you know, if you're watching the video, he has earned his gray hair. So how's it going, Alan? How you doing, buddy?
Oh, that's great. But I actually got my first gray hair when I was 14. So,
oh, wow. You started early.
Yeah, well, it was one of those scary moments driving in downtown San Antonio. And I wasn't driving, but this guy was a very bad driver was driving, and he missed his exit. So what does he do at 5:30 in the afternoon? He puts it in reverse and backs up.
Oh, you don't do that.
Well, yeah, he did it. And so we got to the motel, and I looked in the mirror, and there was this one white hair sticking straight out. So.
They're very straggly. But yeah, so I forgot to go into all this, but you pioneered restaurant ventures and media
Correct.
productions, and then now you're in audio technology. So
Yep.
you've done this blend of all different kinds of things. The entrepreneurial journey really through and through. You've kind of done a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Heck, you're an opera singer.
Yep.
That's kind of out of left field, if you ask me.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you can actually go to YouTube and you can see me singing Amazing Grace with a choir of 50 backing me up for Pope John Paul II back in 1992.
Oh, that's all. Just John Paul. I did the wave.
Yeah.
I did the wave with my study abroad class. We had a reception, like a big, not individual reception with Pope John Paul, but we all went to the Vatican and we mortified our Italian teacher. We did because it was our turn. They announced us, and we did the wave. He laughed.
No.
To his credit, he's like these stupid Americans. But we did the wave. She was mortified at us. We're like, what are we gonna do? Nod? And she's like, Yes, you're going to nod or you're going to wave or cheer. You're not going to do the wave. I'm like, well, we did the wave. So.
Well, I just wanted to also add one more thing.
Yeah,
when you're
please.
talking about me being an audio techie, an audio engineer, it's a combination of the audio and also neurology. So many people call me a neuroacoustic scientist.
Neuroacoustic scientist. I like that.
Because I've gone into so many clinical trials and take the applications of where, like the Mayo Clinic, Johns Hopkins, MIT have been using specific frequencies, applying them then to the brain signaling, and showed positive response.
It's amazing.
But they didn't really know what to do with it. I came out with a way to be able to give it to the entire world. 5 billion people listen to digital audio every day. So
it's amazing. I fall asleep to ADHD. Well, it's what the track is called. It's like ADHD sleep songs.
Well, it probably is filled with a lot of subliminal white noise in the background, and people listen to white noise to go to sleep.
Yeah, I can't do straight white noise. It actually distracts me.
That's the reason why. What our technology does is just reduce the volume of white noise found in any digital audio.
Oh, that's wild. Because my thing with my ADHD brain, after 300 episodes, if people don't know that I'm ADHD, they're under a rock. But listening to my brain doesn't need rock and roll to fall asleep. It needs something interesting though.
Yep.
But not too interesting. It can't be dull like white or brown noise. It has to be that plus a little music above it.
Correct. Yeah.
It drives my wife nuts.
And within our technology, we've actually identified 7 specific frequencies that all these other institutions have identified before us. And then our technology will look at a digital audio file and find where those frequencies are, lock onto them so they'll be at full strength, and then we reduce the white noise volume.
Ooh, I like this.
So
this
you've got all of this really good stuff going to the brain, going like, yes, 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 and then reducing the stuff that goes, no, no, no.
I love it. I love it. So, all right, well, let's go back to this. So you're an opera singer. You worked in restaurants, that's brave. That's insane. That's absolutely insane because restaurants, I think of podcasts, most podcasts don't last more than, I'm going somewhere with this,
Yep.
don't last more than 7 episodes.
Correct.
Restaurants die faster than podcasts.
2.5 years is the average life of a new restaurant in the state of Texas.
I think it's even less in Doylestown.
Yeah.
We have them pop in because Doylestown has its own restaurant week. There's so many good restaurants, but the new ones come and go that they turn around so much because it's a tough industry.
Oh, yeah.
And you've done that. And how many restaurant ventures did you do?
33. I opened 33 different restaurants. Actually started washing dishes at a bowling alley cafe at the age of 9.
Oh, wow. Was that legal?
Legal? Come on. You know how old I am?
Or is that before child labor laws?
That was the only way. I mean, no, I think I was paid like 35 cents an hour,
Which you think now is probably like $3 or $4, so.
Well, yeah, I mean, I did probably, yeah. So, no, it was entertaining. I learned how to cook. My mother taught me some things, but being back inside of a full-service kitchen, industrial kitchen, just really opened up my mind to be able to create things right now.
And did you get the bowl for free?
Oh, good gosh, no. I had to work for the bowling alley to bowl for free.
Oh, so this is like a sub thing in the bowling alley. Oh, that's
Well, I mean, I got all the specials. I mean, I was there.
You got to eat for free, so you get to at least get fed. So let's save your parents some money because we all know I have a 13-year-old. He eats his house at home. Like they can't eat. So I should give him a job at a restaurant where they'll feed him, and then he'll make some extra money. There you go.
There you go. That worked.
So then you went off. There was this. Then you were an opera singer. How did you fall into opera? I mean, how's that happen?
Oh, I mean, once again, going way back to when I was 5 years old, my grandmother wanted me to sing and record it on an old wire spool recorder. It was pre-tape. I mean, you'll have to go back and do some archive work to find it, but it was spools of wire that recorded. And whenever she went home, she wanted to have listen to my voice singing. So I had to sing. Oh gosh, I'm trying to even think what it was that I sang for. Let Me Call You Sweetheart. Yeah, and so she took this big clunky machine back to Texoma with her, and she was able to listen to it just whenever she wanted to.
It's amazing now. Now we went literally from that to MP3s.
Yep,
like, it's incredible. Like that big clunky thing to records, the 8-tracks, the tapes, the CDs, to MP3s. I mean, sure, there's tape drives and stuff in there too. But yeah, it's wild.
Right.
So how did you find your way into audio technology in the whatever the heck you want to call it? Yeah. Neurospace.
Well, this was after the last restaurant I opened. I got married in 2005, and she wanted to co-create something. Aww. And so we went and opened up a bed and breakfast with a full-service restaurant.
Of course. Why? Because why not?
Yeah, and she ran the B&B, and I ran the restaurant. And
you did what you were good at, yeah.
Yeah, got great reviews from the Houston Chronicle. We were booked for like 18 months solid, and it got to be very detrimental on our lives, and we just looked at it and said, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, we have to take time apart from each other, and that turned into, let's just get divorced. So I went out to Florida, and while I was out there walking the beach trying to reinvent myself, I was listening to all these waves, and I started getting all this scientific information in There was a gentleman on an old, I say 1999 documentary called What the Bleep Do We Know, called Joe Dispenza. And Joe was talking an awful lot about frequencies and how they worked. And so I started looking at that. And then I started, because I was being an opera singer, I just said, okay, so there's certain music that I sing that touches me more. And it wasn't about the emotion or the storyline. It was somewhere within the opera that it just felt perfect in my heart. So I started looking at all of these research papers that were coming in. And the difference with, I think the first thing was the difference between 440 hertz used as concert A compared to 432.
Yeah.
And the greatest opera composer of all time, Giuseppe Verdi, used 432. Well, in 1951-52, the International Standards Organization said everybody needs to be tuned to the same, so let's pick 440 hertz. Why? I don't know.
They ripped it out their backside. They're like, hey, this sounds good.
So anyway, there's quite a few other musicians during the 60s and 70s that decided, no, we need to use 432. And that included the Beatles, Pink Floyd, Jimi Hendrix, Led Zeppelin. You know, all these guys were actually, and that's the reason why I think that so much of that music that they produced actually hit people better than this other type of what I call,
standard garbage.
So I got more and more into it, and then I found out about Cymatrax, which is the observation of how sound moves matter, and the observation of that is, whenever people take a stereo speaker and lay it on its back, put a metal plate on top, and then pour fine sand over the cross of it, and then turn on an amplifier and turn on a frequency generator. If you look really close at the horizon of that metal plate, you'll see the sand is just bouncing up and down until you modulate just a little bit to another frequency. And if you look down on it, that sand will turn into a geometric pattern.
Oh, wow.
And it's not just the geometric pattern of 2-dimensional, it's actually 3-dimensional. It raises up off of that metal plate. So whenever
it's all because of sound. Wow.
Because of specific frequencies. Now that we're going to get into physics, specific frequencies will be able to push and move and manipulate matter into a certain direction. Now, white noise won't do that. It just makes things shake up and down. That's the reason why when you're driving down the road, you get sleepy after an hour.
Yeah, because you hear
the road noise. Yeah. But if you get rid of the road noise, then you'll have more focused attention. And so I just came up with that and said, why? Where can I get this technology? Somebody must have invented it. And I found out it had not been. And so I told somebody that took me down to Austin and introduced me to the chief software buyer at Dell, also CEO of a company called MagRabbit. And they just looked at me and said, we would love to partner with you, but we don't have anybody that can write acoustic code. It's one in 1,000 programmers that has that skill set.
Oh, wow. That's incredible. Man. And so then Cymatrax came about, right?
Correct. Yeah, which is the combination of Cymatrax and tracks, like audio tracks. So you put those two together.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Anyway, so I found somebody. It took me about a year to find someone that had the skill set to be able to write the code for me, and we produced it, and then took about another 3 years to get it patented. Because
that's pretty quick for patenting.
Well, I don't know. I had a really good patent attorney, and she beat the head over those people, and so that worked out pretty well for me. But the thing about it is, because I have a patent on it, there's other mainstream big enterprise companies like Google, Samsung and Adobe that have produced this software using AI to be able to filter out noise in audio. Well, it's nothing compared to what we're doing. It really isn't. I mean,
honestly, it's not worth using, in my opinion. I'd rather just use the raw audio.
Yeah.
Because I've tried Adobe's, and I'm like, ugh. I mean, every once in a while, I'll use these scripts, studio sound to clean stuff up. Like if there's a kid in the background, and it's like, all right, and I'll survive with the AI to preserve, the podcast. But generally, it's hot garbage.
Yeah, we've actually got quite a few converts from Adobe filtering that they use for podcasters over to using Cymatrax because they said there is just no difference. We got a Grammy Hall of Famer that one of the original founding members of Kool and the Gang.
Oh, wow.
That sent me one of his digital masters. I ran it through the software and put both versions onto my cell phone. Gave him the Sennheisers to be able to listen to both. And after listening to 4 minutes of his or of one, then 4 minutes of the other, he came back and said, "Alan, I got to tell you the way it is. The first one was sweet. It was pinpoint clear. I could hear each and every note exactly. I had so much energy, I felt like I could dance all night long. I know my own music. I use it in the studio for 4 months. But that second one, I'm sorry if that was your technology, but man, it was murky. It just made me want to roll up into a ball and go to sleep." And I said, "The second one was yours."
Oh, snap.
He said, "Man, this needs to be a never recording studio in the world."
Wow. That is a case study. We're going to take a quick break, hear from our sponsors, and get right back to the show.
Yeah, and so with that in mind, we decided, okay, let's look at this to be able to help people that are suffering from listening to audio, like autism, ADHD, PTSD, people that have too much information to the brain, and let's just do a trial. So that's how we did that and completed the trial at James Madison University and their Department of Communication Science and Disorders, showing that our technology applied to digital audio is positive for a daily ADHD therapy. And so we're getting ready to do clinical trials now then with 2 other universities, continue with James Madison, but also George Mason and a company called Jiva Clinical Trials. And so that we can facilitate everything working to get this out to so many other neurodiverse people.
Yeah, definitely. This is awesome. So you've done a lot, clearly. What's the best thing about being an entrepreneur? I mean, have you done any corporate work, or has it all been like from restaurants to opera from opera to restaurants to this? Have you always just been an entrepreneur?
Well, back in 1999, I was brought in to be the chief administrator for a .com corporation called ClaimsNet.com. And ClaimsNet actually had technology to take medical files that were going to go in from the provider to the payer, and they always had to be filtered. Well, we were on the cutting edge technology of that, so I was there working. My office was in between the CEO and the CFO, and we then did an IPO and raised $23 million to be able to buy 2 more companies and grow the company and the business that way.
So then you left that, and then you've been an entrepreneur ever since?
Yeah, I went back into the restaurant business because there were people...
You're crazy. Because you're crazy.
Clientele, yeah, it's like 80, 85 hours a week.
Oh. That's insane, man. That's insane. So what's the best thing about being an entrepreneur then? Like in your mind?
It's always creating. You're always creating. Like I said, we were talking earlier, my father was an inventor. He used technology of Nikola Tesla so successfully that the federal government shut him down 3 different times. But because of the way he looked at things, I just saw him one time take something from my mother's kitchen, an electronic device, and he had it completely taken apart, and he was using pieces inside of his new invention. And I said, does Mom know you have that? And he said, don't tell her. She wasn't using it anyways. But with that in mind, I always look at something and say, what else can it be used for? Mm-hmm. And a prime example is the highway sign, the green sign that says Dallas 120 miles. Well, what else could that sign be used for? If you take it off the poles and lay it flat, put two 55-gallon drums under it, you got a table. You make it into a 90 degree angle, you've got a shelter. You put it back up flat, and you can use it then as a gate for a fence. I mean, there's so many different things you can do with it, and that's the way I look at life.
I love it, man. I love it. Then on the flip side, what keeps you up at night?
Oh, well, thinking if I'm contacting the right kind of people. Well, this podcast actually kept me up pretty much. No, I'm joking.
Please, I hope not. I hope not.
Oh, just wanting to make sure I get everything done specifically right, and with that, I'm so much of a type of perfectionist, but I also want to be able to give as much pleasure and encourage others to create, because that is where you get rid of all the presets that old technology, old ways of doing things. Hey, let's just move forward. Let's help everybody that we can.
I love it, man. I love it. So what is the most important thing to carry with you all the time?
A positive attitude.
Oh, you need that. It is so true. If you're not positive, you're going to fail. You need to kind of, especially when you're an entrepreneur.
Oh, one quick story, because I knew I had to be an entrepreneur because of this bar that I used to go to way back in 1982 there was like a Cheers bar for me, and I knew everybody there. The bartenders used to call me and have my drinks ready for me. But there was this one new bartender there that was just gnarly. I mean, he was cursing at the customers for not tipping him, and rightfully so. He was short pouring drinks. His bar was a mess, and he was going, hey, tip jar, come on. And I went, wow, I got to stand by this guy because somebody's going to punch him out. And he came over to me and he said, man, I can't wait till I get the funding in for my company so I can make some real money. And I said, well, what kind of company? He said, computers, software. That's where the money is. I said, well, that's pretty cool, man. My name's Alan. And he shakes my hand and says, Mark Cuban.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Cuban was my bartender back in 1982.
Oh, my God. Look where he is now. Jeez.
Yeah. So I said, if this guy can do it, I can do it. Anybody can do it.
Oh, God, especially with that attitude. Yeah, because he's a hothead. He's a good guy, but he's a hothead.
Yep.
I love it. Well, on that note, everyone go check out Cymatrax.com, and we will see everyone next week, because this has been so much fun. I want to end on that high note, because that is awesome. Mark Cuban was your bartender.
Yep.
That's wild, man.
That was a great show. If you're enjoying Entrepreneur's Enigma, please consider giving us a review in the podcast directory of your choice. Every review helps us reach new listeners. If you like Entrepreneur's Enigma, consider the other shows on the Marketing Podcast Network at marketingpodcast.net.